Good evening and welcome to Pakistan Today News from our Islamabad studio. I'm Chris Taylor. Our top story today, Field Marshal Asim Munir has warned that any future aggression against Pakistan will face what he described as far-reaching and painful consequences. Addressing a ceremony at General Headquarters marking 1 year of Marka-e-Haq, the Army Chief said Pakistan's armed forces responded with unity, discipline and strength during last year's conflict with India. He described Operation Bunyanam Marsus as a battle between truth and falsehood and paid tribute to the martyrs who sacrificed their lives for the country's sovereignty. The Field Marshal also praised the political leadership, media, and youth for standing united and countering hostile propaganda during the conflict. Field Marshal Asim Munir also highlighted the changing nature of modern warfare, saying future conflicts will be shaped by multi-domain operations involving cyber warfare, drones, artificial intelligence, and long-range precision weapons. He said Pakistan is rapidly modernizing its defense structure through advanced technologies, including the establishment of Defense Forces Headquarters, Army Rocket Force Command, and the expansion of the National Space Program. The Army Chief further referred to Pakistan's growing diplomatic engagement, including the Strategic Defense Agreement with Saudi Arabia and Islamabad's involvement in efforts aimed at easing tensions between the United States and Iran. He also urged Afghanistan to eliminate terrorist safe havens and prevent militant groups from operating against Pakistan. For more on this, we go to our Islamabad correspondent Sarah William.
Chris, the GHQ ceremony focused heavily on both national unity and future military preparedness. Senior military officials, veterans, and families of martyrs attended the event, where tributes were paid to those who lost their lives defending the country. The Army Chief emphasized that Pakistan's defense strategy is now increasingly technology-driven, with a strong focus on cyber capabilities and advanced weapons systems. Officials here say the message from today's address was aimed at reinforcing deterrence while also highlighting Pakistan's expanding diplomatic and strategic partnerships in the region. The speech also reflected growing concerns over regional security and cross-border militancy.
Thank you, Sarah William, reporting from Islamabad. Moving on, Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi met Bangladesh's Minister of State for Foreign Affairs Shama Obaid Islam in talks focused on strengthening bilateral relations and regional cooperation. According to the Ministry of Interior, both sides discussed expanding collaboration in trade, business, and cultural exchanges, while agreeing to increase delegation visits to deepen ties. The Bangladeshi minister appreciated Pakistan's role in efforts related to the US-Iran conflict, while Mohsin Naqvi highlighted investment opportunities in Pakistan. Discussions also included the possibility of an official visit by the Bangladeshi minister in the near future. In regional developments, Iran has questioned the seriousness of American diplomacy following renewed naval clashes in the Gulf, while delaying its response to Washington's latest proposal aimed at ending more than 2 months of conflict and launching peace negotiations. A relative calm has returned around the Strait of Hormuz after days of sporadic flare-ups. U.S. President Donald Trump said he expected Tehran's response on Friday night regarding a possible agreement to extend the fragile truce and begin negotiations. Meanwhile, Britain has deployed a warship to the region as tensions continue to remain high. For more on the Middle East situation, we turn to our London correspondent James Wood.
Chris, diplomatic activity has intensified across the region as governments attempt to prevent further escalation around the Strait of Hormuz. Energy markets remain highly sensitive, with shipping disruptions affecting global oil supplies and raising concerns among major economies. British officials say the deployment of a naval vessel is intended to protect maritime routes and support regional stability. Analysts in London believe the coming days will be critical, especially as Washington awaits Tehran's formal response to the latest peace proposal. There is cautious optimism, but uncertainty remains significant.
Thank you, James Wood, reporting from London. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has held a telephone conversation with Qatari Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani to discuss the evolving regional situation and ongoing peace efforts. According to the Prime Minister's office, both leaders reviewed recent developments and emphasized the importance of constructive engagement by all parties to ensure successful peace initiatives. Prime Minister Shehbaz appreciated Qatar's continued support for Pakistan's peace efforts and reaffirmed the strong fraternal relations between the two countries. Meanwhile, Saudi Foreign Minister Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud also held a phone conversation with his Qatari counterpart Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani. According to Saudi Arabia's foreign ministry, the two leaders discussed regional developments and ongoing diplomatic coordination aimed at strengthening security and stability. The discussions reflect continued engagement between Riyadh and Doha amid broader tensions across the Middle East. And finally, Saudi Aramco chief executive Amin Nasser has warned that the global oil market may take time to recover even after major supply routes reopen. Speaking to Reuters, Nasser said nearly 1 billion barrels of oil have been lost over the past 2 months due to shipping disruptions in the Strait of Hormuz. He noted that reopening routes would not immediately restore normal market conditions, citing years of underinvestment and low global inventories as additional pressures on energy markets. Nasser also said Aramco's East-West pipeline is serving as a key alternative route for crude exports during the crisis, even as the company reported a 25% rise in quarterly net profit. That's all for now. You're watching Pakistan Today News. I'm Chris Taylor.